Hey everybody, welcome back. Northern Lion plays Monster Train. It's the first Monster Train video post the baby. In case you only watch Monster Train, maybe you don't watch Isaac, maybe you don't follow Twitter, maybe you don't watch the NLSS. Monster Train went on a little hiatus because we brought a human infant into the world. I'm a little sleep deprived, I'm not gonna lie. She's a week old at this point. We've been home for like 4 days. So we're getting back to normal. It'll take a bit. Don't expect Monster Train to be back every day, but it'll be back today. So we just failed stewardship, apparently. How many times have we done spellcraft and failed? A smaller hand, no discarding, and cheaper spells mean you have to make the most out of your cards. I'm telling you it's doable. I'm telling you it's doable with Stygian. Let's go Stygian, Frostbite Champ with a random kicker. For the love of God, do not give me the Seraph that cleanses your spells. Seraph the Patient. Oh, melee weakness, rally, and incant. It's not ideal, maybe. That boss is pretty hard. The final boss has been like my Mount Everest for a while. Second, oh, he must be awoken, I was just gonna say. Energy's nice. Spikes dealing 1 extra damage per stack is pretty sick. We need to get units that make spikes work, or we need spikes to apply. We need spells that apply spikes, I should say. Spells cost -1. I'm gonna do this. Some of the spike spells are kind of expensive, so I think we can make it work. I think this will be a good synergy, even though it's not immediately useful. So that's kind of hilarious. At least we could get some really high-cost damage spells to be super cheap, but I think the Frostbite is the way that we're going to build the kind of cumulative damage that can actually get the job done here. Let me, give me 1 second here. I'm going to get my fan. It's a little hot. When you're sleep-deprived, all your homeostatic systems, your equilibrium and stuff like that, they all start to suffer a little bit, right, Tomo? You know what it's like, buddy. You know why I'm here. Cactus Jack sent me. Okay, you only get 3 cards per turn. Now I'm on top of my headphone cord. You do 3 damage, you do 5 damage. Here's how we're gonna set this son of a gun up. Definitely want to hit you turn 1. Definitely do not want to perish. You know what? Give me the magic power. Give me the magic power. I want it. I'm not afraid to admit it. Now, you're going to die. Maybe, I don't know. I think I'm going to give you root seeds. You're going to take 9, which is actually going to only be 4. And to make sure you die, there's no way we're getting a collector. We could just minimize the amount of damage that will be done to our pyre. I think that's our dream for the time being. We need another train steward as soon as possible. I'm extremely happy to see him. You're taking 47 damage, but a lot of that is frostbite. You're kind of just gone. I think we want to do Mollusk Mage. Hit you so you die, then we'll only take 5 damage on the pyre, and then sap you for a turn, and we don't care what we discard. There should be enough frostbite to get the kill. On the next floor, I should say. Maybe we need one of these. 40 damage. I mean, we still got you. It's just going to take maybe an extra minute. You're dead to frostbite here, so. Or to glimmer. That's you can style on him with a little glimmer kill. That doesn't happen all that often. You know what I'm thinking? I'm like, maybe I'm reaching like a state of nirvana as a result of the sleep deprivation. You never know. Hey, what about attuned plus magic power? That seems like it could be interesting. So attuned gives like an extra 5 damage per magic power. So you're talking an extra 35 damage on that Titan's Gratitude. Ooh, baby. Draw seems super, super useful. So does targeted damage, but I think draw is going to be the most important. This is exactly what we wanted. You got buffed? Spikes too? They buffed you? We have to win immediately because they have made a mistake. They have buffed a unit that surely they meant to nerf him, and they made a mistake. We're going to take the Animus because it's just good damage. We'll make you a little tankier, and we'll give you a bunch of extra damage on top. This is really good. This is like I'm kind of struck by how good we are right now. We're not going to turn how well the deck is constructed right now and the relics alongside it. We're not going to turn that on because our champ would die in one hit. So we want you to just blow yourselves out. So we love this. Why are only you dying? Because you don't have spikes yet. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Pyre's gonna be in a rough spot, but I got a lot of faith we're gonna draw Glimmer next turn. We did not draw Glimmer. Things you hate to see. So you gotta get a Train Steward going up here. This is still fine. We do that. Now we're taking 1 Pyre damage. Nobody cares. Oh, we can't fit you, okay? This will kill another unit, which will slow it down again. And this will get us the gold from the Collector. Now, probably not wise to put your strongest unit on a floor where largely things are going to be skipped because of haste, but so be it, I suppose. Might be a little controversial. I'm going to let you buy because I think we need the spikes desperately, and the extra magic power was super nice. Well, we're not really letting you buy, are we? Okay, so we would love to kill the haste unit. That changes the game completely. If only I could make you live through like 1 more attack. But we'll set you up here. Do we have another Train Steward? We have several other Train Stewards. Let's do this then. He will not make it to the Pyre. 45 damage. 97. There we go. So this is not perfect. But it got the job done. I definitely feel like we can make this work. It's attuned. We have things that can discard. We have 1 card that can enable a discard at least. I gotta be honest, I think Sharpen is kind of going to be the play here. Don't get me wrong, I love Wildwood Sap. And kind of wish we took it, but let's let bygones be bygones, okay? Let's see what we got here. Don't really want to spread it around, you know what I mean? So I think we'll take yet another Animus, although a dupe is definitely like more effective. Another multi-strike is like, it adds 13 and makes you even stronger when we give you like root seeds or whatever it's called. Sorry, it's been a week and it's been a long week. I think this is an acceptable play. Yeah, I support it. Although I'm like, what if I just give you plus 10? That would give you 30 extra damage instead of 13. We can stack those up on the other Animus as well. Get 2 kind of like super Animuses going here. What do you got for me? I would like to make 1 unit have more HP. That's my event. Nope. We are not going to get it. I think we can't afford to take curses that fill our deck with trash. Because we have so little draw right now. That'll be probably our #1 priority. Energy has not been an issue at all. A lot of the spells that we draw cost 0. So we're not overly concerned. I think we definitely want this. Like, this is the dream setup. Then we need as many heals as possible, as fast as possible. And they have not been easy to come by so far. So the most important thing to me, we got to set up a super floor. There you go. I mean, you draw the spells you draw. At the end of the day, you know, as much as I would love like a Glimmer to show up, there's not a whole heck of a lot we can do to force it to happen. You're living, so that's like extremely great news. You got to put up a nice little defense here. That's pretty sweet. You're both gonna die no matter what, but this still makes sense to me. We should have more Train Stewards incoming. We're getting pinched pretty good here. You have a damage shield. That's tough. That's a tough one. Because we would really like you to live. We don't get, like, don't get me wrong. I'd love you to live. We don't care as much that you live. I think we got to do something like this. And if you're both dying anyway, we might as well... Oh, but that's not doing any extra damage down there, I guess. It's a little prickly. I'm realizing, you know... Just to put it frankly, I mean, because we're toasted here. We're actually, like, super dead. That's how quickly things can change. The problem with this one, so I mean this is over. Let's re-roll and then see what our random gives us. But we wanted Awoken, but not with the I'm actually gonna go reset that one up because I think it was a good run, but instead of root seeds, back to main menu. Instead of root seeds, we needed restore. So I generally and genuinely think like this is a good setup. It is what it is, you know? I think it kind of snuck up on us. We had two very weak units that we kind of relied on. / definitely relied on. Alright, let's see what we get. I've got faith that we can get through this one. Extra Frostbite. It's really good if we get the Frostbite champion. Thank God. I said for a minute I was like, you wouldn't do me like that. Now we just need multi-strike on our champion, and it all comes together. All right. We still want the Awoken Hollow. We still want the Spike Hollow. We can make this happen. Okay, big plays, big plays. Also, I think that it goes without saying. That hurts. Beauty. It goes without saying, but anything that gives us draw is like, you don't think twice about it, just do it. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. 2 regen doesn't seem that useful. This has to go here, I'll tell you that, and you're gonna have so much frostbite on you, your head's gonna explode. 5/5, so you're definitely gonna die no matter what. I think we're gonna hit you 2 times. Should apply 24 frostbite. We only applied 12. Shows what I know. There's no doubt we want to do that. I'm just wondering, I think we want to put that there instead. You're kind of like, you're well defended now, which is very annoying for me. Okay. It worked. In its own twisted way, it worked. Draw discard is pretty tempting. Because it mills through our trash a little faster, and we do have cards that are offerings. So I think there's a case for this, even though it might not seem like it doesn't give you extra draw. It gives it gives you selection, I guess, but gives for a guard does give you 3 draw. You know, so it's an interesting time to try to make that card work. Wildwood Sap is super, like, insanely good. That's got to be worth more, I think, than even the Sting. I think I made a mistake there last time. Normally, I would think Siren of the Sea would be pretty good here, but with such little draw, I think we are playing a lot of spells, but I think it's going to be hard for us to play as many as we'd like to get them, like, really to the level we'd like them to be at. Now, Frostbite Tank is kind of, pardon me, a gimme. And more HP for Sortin. Quick is kind of an interesting one. It doesn't really apply well to any of these units. Probably look at maybe some spikes on the Awoken Hollow, looking for more HP later. And, honestly, I mean, they are 0 cost, but getting these lances out here, or out of here, is the exact opposite meaning. Getting the lances out of there, the restores we know we want to drop. The lance is way less so. We want to get to the good stuff in our deck faster, and the train stewards are kind of necessary cannon fodder for now, I think. Well, I mean, this one we're gonna get a good setup going on the. It's kind of tough, okay? But here's the thing: 9995. You got 4 spikes. We're gonna try something a little marky mark in the funky bunch here. My hope is that, like, worst case scenario, at least you're getting blocked by the spikes, right? They'll slow you down, just like it slowed you down right here. Now I am trying to figure out. I'm like 7, 7, 7, 5. Is there any way that keeps you alive? The answer to that question is absolutely not. So the top floor is totally screwed, but nothing's really making it past. This hurts because I'm like, we don't. Oh, but you don't discard, so it's awesome actually. Okay, hold up. Hold the front door. That's not the spells we're super stoked about, but on the bright side, you know, that is a pretty good regen. They're all dead, so let's not worry about it too much. Alright, that went fine, actually. Little weird. Still definitely feel like draw discard will be fine. It is an incant trigger as well, if that actually matters at all. Again, because Sting kind of replaces itself, I feel pretty good about it. Frostbite's already kind of sweeping its own right. I think we can make a Siren work. No matter what, if we beat the boss, we're taking draw. Probably 2 times in a row. Do we need 2 Frostbite champs? It's not the worst thing in the world, is it? But it's just, the problem is if we draw them too early. And then I'm like, what do you mean the problem is you draw them too early? It's the greatest unit. You're worried about drawing too many of the greatest unit too fast? That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. I think you should not concern yourself with this inanity. And instead, go into Linsanity. Remember that? Sorry, my my references are about back in 2013, the last time I feel like I had a decent sleep at this point, even though that's patently untrue. You don't have haste, so we're going to set up 1 Great Floor right here. We might as well, why not hold Frozen Lance until we get a sweet incant floor? Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now you have Spikes 4. We love it. Don't have a whole lot of HP. That is one thing we do not love. And honestly, we don't even want to give you Razor Sharp because the spikes are your whole raison d'etre, if you will. So you're alive. We'll save these. As busted as it sounds. No, we'll use 1 on you to keep you alive longer. We're still saving, and the whole reason we're saving is because it's a free incant trigger at some point. Just trying to figure out how we're going to get this set up at all. It's kind of working, don't get me wrong. So I think I like you up here. We can then do this. Okay, there's some good stuff here. It's amazing how well that got you popping off. I'm kind of stunned. Tell you, we also love that. We're not going to play this up here yet. There's just no point. But we got a really, really good thing going here. And you're not even close to death, which is kind of staggering in its own way. Can't really fit a train steward. Look, you're not going to hear me say capacity's not an issue. We're actually going to try to keep you alive a little longer. But draw is like way, way, way more important. I mean, this is so much better than our last run. Well, now, okay, here you go. Look at this. You get one of these. You get to drop a card that's a piece of garbage. We can take you out while buffing you at the same time. Can't fit train stewards anywhere, so they're just going to fill up our deck with some trash, but that's fine. That's fine. 97 damage incoming. Okay. You're doing 999 damage. Restore's not going to get us to another heal. So I think you save it for an incant floor. It's a little bizarre. We could restore you, but we don't have to. We don't have to do it right now, at least. Again, I'm realizing with incant triggers, there's a really good reason to just kind of hold up. Anyway, we're going to get you. And we might as well hit you with one of those, too. Can't move, boss. All right. We've actually done it. Better than I thought we would do, given my state. Pardon me. Restore a friendly unit to full health and then swap health and defense. There's something to this. This, I'm like, we never draw it at the right time. Which leads me to believe that there's no right time to draw it. So I'm kinda like, let's take an Ice Empire. I'm gonna be honest, I think we skip it. I think we got 2 good floors already, even though those units are quite nice. And then we're definitely going heavy on draw. I don't know why. Oh, you know what? I didn't even look at the freaking Seraph, dude. What Seraph are you? Okay, the same Seraph. I want a free relic. Am I wrong to want a... I don't think I'm wrong to want a free relic. Sting spells do better. We'll go spells, get an extra upgrade slot. We got 1 sting. You need to go, in my opinion at least, you need to go heavy frostbite here. Adding a sweep to the system would do a lot of work, but if we don't have that, then forget it. Forget it. So I'm gonna hit you with something wonky here. I think we should turn on the spikes, and we will just accept that our champion is going to die. Because I think a relic... I'm a new man now. Things have completely changed. I think that this is the smarter play, quite frankly. And we might as well put you out there early to get a free kill. You guys are doing gangbusters. Don't change nothing. You are taking quite a nasty hit, though. I'll give you that one. Probably hit you with one of these, because you're still taking damage back here, obviously. Might as well put you up there. I know we got 1 more Frostbite tank incoming. That's important stuff, nonetheless. This will get you going up here. Nobody can even fit in here. You're gonna die. That's not great news. However, it's also the sort of thing you can kind of predict in advance when you turn on a trial like this, and you know the enemies are coming fast and furious. No doubt about it. You're doing great. That floor I'm a little concerned about. You're living? Oh, you're doing better than living. No incant triggers? Oh my god, you are toasted. At least we're doing something here. Hey, you know, I think it's the right time to like leverage some of your pyre health. I think we're doing the right thing. I do think we'll put one of these here. Just okay, well, maybe not. I think we save these spells and use it on our incant floor. Because nothing's good. Like our frostbite tanks are like heavy sweeping units. We got no sweat there right now. You have trample. Is that you have slay? Who cares? Because you're gonna die. You don't see it yet, but it's coming. I promise you that. Okay, so here's why. All right. We're gonna draw a discard, and we're gonna discard this crypt builder, which will kill you and buff us. Then, we're going to play this Crypt Builder. It's going to hit you for 160 damage. You must feel like an absolute idiot right now. And we should have even done some of this stuff, like, differently. But this is, like, I'm just flexing now, but it's like a fun flex. It's like, you know, it's like I'm at Mr. Olympia or something like that. And would you look at that, you're dead. Well played. And we didn't give up anything we thought we might. Frozen cards are reduced. Wait, we don't have... They're not frozen cards in our hand, but still. It's kind of nice. I thought it would make everything free. It's not even that good, really, even still. We don't want these. A draw is so precious right now. We don't want these. Now, this, I think we can get away with, but I also think some healing is very nice, and it does come with extra draw. So, you know, we're building towards something here. We're thinking things out. As much as I'd like a free relic, I think we need to start upgrading some of these spells. This is big. We definitely want to be able to heal units, so I think we want to upgrade a unit with 25. And you probably need it just to keep you alive a little bit longer. Stacking it up on one of our Frostbite champions. I realize now we should have been calling them Frostbite tanks the whole time, but Frostbite champions would have been nice too, but it would take up a spot that we could do something else with. Alright. So I think we want a half-decent restore. I think we want to... I mean, I know that this would make a spell free. So if we put it on, like, Crypt Builder, it would be free. But I really just don't think we need it. I think we'd be better off with the reroll, honestly. Holdover is a tough call, because it works pretty well on a Sting. But I think it's better on a Focused Growth, for sure. Because once we draw it, a lot of our draw problems just fall apart, you know, in a good way, and then we can give you like a super heal on it. It costs 1. We can make it cost 0, Which actually might be worthwhile when you consider the fact that we're gonna, you know, kind of need to... if we're actually gonna be drawing 6 cards per turn, it'll be nice to have that one cost 0. Which actually opens the door for us to maybe take capacity on our next floor, which is kind of surprising, but we gotta get there first, okay? We're kind of getting there. I wouldn't say we're there yet. You are on death, you give +2, okay. It's not amazing, obviously. Certainly don't mind the setup here. It's really hard to crypt build you right now. I think I'd rather just get you on the next floor, or rather, this is even better, a situation like this where the baddie is at the front. But then there's also a real temptation, don't get me wrong, to do something like this, and then this, which is gonna make you absolutely pogged up. Okay, so that's great news. And honestly, I'm going to keep those regens coming, and I'm going to hit you with one of these to get a little buff, because you're not that strong yet. I think we got something here. Could always... Why not? You're doing fine. We could slow you down on this floor, but I think it's more important we get something like this going on this floor. Save everything else, 6 damage, might as well. Yeah, save everything else, play it next turn. Again, if we could play the Crypt Builder for free, why wouldn't we? And we are going to be able to play it for free. I don't mind playing it up here. We get the double incant out of it. You're not in a good place. For us. For you, you're in an awesome place. And to be honest with you, I'm a little happy for you. But we're gonna try to put a cork in that as soon as possible. I think again we save the Frozen Lance, play it on the top floor, where it gives us double the value. Seems like a simple floor, and we can't play a Train Steward anywhere. Not a problem though. I'm not really complaining. 8 turns of stealth is a kick in the teeth. I'll tell you that much. So this floor is good. I'm just trying to... How many turns of stealth are we burning? 4? 5. So you're going to have 3 when you get up here. Is there any way... This would make it 6 turns of stealth burned off. I don't think there's much else we can do. So I think instead, we're actually just going to gear up for like the fight of our lives on this floor. Not having the frostbite is actually horrible. But if we play our cards right, I think there's a chance. We want as many incants. That's like the big thing. You're taking 125 here. I promise you the next floor is going to make your head explode. What did I tell you? Okay, so we're breaking the #1 rule. Once we get in a good spot, once we see that X, we should not mess with it, but we're messing with it. Okay. Again, it's another lesson that, like, we actually still need more draw, in my opinion. So we don't want that as far as I'm concerned. There's some temptation, but I actually don't feel like healing is our problem anymore as long as we can get that focused growth whipping around. Removal is starting to strike me as being quite useful. The Train Stewards, at this point, they pretty much are, they do nothing. They're kind of like worth less than an incant trigger from the Frozen Lance, I think. Please, I'm begging you to stop this. I do not wish to have any trash in my deck. The trash store is closed. I don't want it. You know where I'm going. In theory, drawing a focused growth faster is awesome. It costs 0. Drawing 2 of them is also totally fine. What do we care? If we ever want to not play one, it's totally doable. I gotta see what your thing is. Whenever you play a non-morsel, there's a daze associated with it. Okay? It's alright, we got a floor. I'll still play it. Anything to slow you down a little. Okay, you adding trash to my deck is like a huge no-go. That's horrendous. When one of your units dies, add trash to your deck. Alright, you know why I'm here. I'm just thinking. I'm just studying it. You know how dogs is and all that. One of those is good. This is fine. We'll probably get around and draw it later, but drawing anything else right now is good eats. There we go. I think that was a very solid turn for us. I don't think we can afford to be too picky with like our incant setups. So I think we... Oh, this is like... I think this just won us the match here. The match? I wasn't vacationing in Europe. I was at the hospital. But either way. Sure, let's call it a match, shall we? So we got heavy incants coming through here. This is awesome stuff. You're going to daze me? Go ahead and daze him. He's dazed anyway. So we're going to be drawing, I don't know, 8 cards next turn. We're going to whip through this deck super quick. Which is awesome news, because we're getting, like, heavy incants. Like, we could always use one here. We can use one here. We're splitting the difference, but I think it's a rare situation where maybe that's, like, a good thing for us. We could play a Crypt Builder, or we could not play a Crypt Builder. It kind of is like, it works out either way. You're dying regardless. I think you play the Crypt Builder. I think that's a heavy energy of why the heck not. And this is looking like one heck of a setup. This would be a miracle to pull out a dub here. Considering my sleep-addled condition right now, it would be a pretty incredible setup. I would be beyond stoked. And the armor is getting nice. We can obviously hold Ice Empire, use it later. Use it now. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to use it now. Might as well just hold it, right? The draw's getting a little wacky. Why do we have... Oh, because this doesn't consume, dude. That's... What? Okay, sure. It makes other spells consume, which is a little spicy, but... Kind of feel like we do need you to get a little stronger, honestly. Why not? This seems great. Am I wrong? Like, this seems insanely good right now, right? We love that you're getting slightly buffed. Not super buffed, but slightly buffed off of this regardless. We're loving the incant triggers. It's getting nuts. It's getting messy. Everybody's having a great time. I guess we should have played you up there like 10 turns ago. Alright, so this floor is like, it's real good. We're big fans of how this is going. We could only draw one card. That's not my finest moment. You not being dead here is quite surprising to me. But even then, you're gonna have a lot of frostbite. Yeah, 79 frostbite. That's gonna keep you in a bad spot. There you go. That was totally fine. Well, I have to tell you. I think that could be mighty interesting. I still think we take draw. Energy has not been a concern in the slightest. Draw, we're getting a little too much, but I think we can mitigate that. I think this is a very, very amazing situation for us. Give me the money, Lebowski. We got to cut some more trash. The train steward essentially has no purpose. After that point, I mean, we are getting to the level where I'd rather not draw a Frozen Lance if it could get me to another spell a little faster. I gotta tell you, feel like we love this. Feel like we love living large here. Feel like we also kind of love that. Everything else, I'm like, I could kind of take it or leave it, honestly, but we could reroll and get something else. Quick on you could be interesting. It's a kind of a heavy spend, but It was either that or save it for, you know, probably a relic shop in the future that I may or may not care about. You do not have sweep. Man, oh man, I would have killed for the sweep here, but it seems like there may be a genuine chance. Spikes 5? I'm unwilling to risk all that we have worked for and the legendary narrative we're beginning to approach of possibly defeating the run in spite of myself. Okay, we really need as much damage on you as possible as early as possible. That's why the frostbite matters. Okay. And then... it's kind of not an ideal setup here. That's okay. You getting away, by the way, matters 0% to me. Honestly, screw it, dude. Let's go for it. Not getting too many incant triggers out of it, but that's okay. This, now we're talking. Okay. So Gifts for a Guard comes out. What comes after that? You want to use, you know, your worthwhile spells on this floor. Get those incant triggers going. We're giving you regen and spikes, and we're hoping that it's going to make our draw that much better in the future. Because we're going to be drawing regen and spikes. It's going to be giving us incant triggers. We're going to be, you know, I'm just going to say it. We're going to be poggy. Okay. You need one of these. You could benefit from one of these. All of a sudden, we're drawing 9 cards. I would consider this acceptable. You're not dead? I'm actually, like, impressed. That's incredible. How did you live through that? You need one of those now, and then you're good to get back on your horse. I apologize. I'm kind of lost for words, but it's mostly just because, like, I mean, it kind of, at this point, it kind of plays itself. Which is always, it's something you want to say about a deck. If your deck plays itself, you're having a good time. Now, you are going to make it to our pyre. I consider that unacceptable. I will not stand for it. We're going to get you. It's just a matter of how you're going to get got. And I got to be honest, I have not decided that yet. Definitely give you one of these. Well, there is one easy way to make it happen. I'm starting to think we got a pretty good thing going here. I have no cognitive ability to critique this run whatsoever, for the record. I basically am just a vessel for the run to filter through. All that being said, I'm having a wonderful time. I gotta hit you for 17 extra damage, huh? I mean, how do you not set it up like this? I guess you would do these first just to make sure you got it going on. Okay, that'll help out a lot, honestly. That'll help out an awful lot. We're probably just gonna let it, you know, take its course here. Why not? I don't think you're making it past our 2nd floor. I don't even know what's going on our 3rd floor. We got, like, the Superman up there. The messed up thing is, if you listen to the Crash Test Dummies, they'll be like, Superman never made any money, saving the world from Solomon Grundy. Yeah, but he made a pretty good living as a newspaper reporter. I mean, he lived in New York. Metropolis? Anyway. I'm content where we stand. I'm content where we stand. If I had one word to describe where I stand and how I feel about it, I would say I'm content. I think we want to go this way, but it's mostly for gold. Trinkets and bubbles. We won't be able to afford anything, unfortunately, from there. But, and then this is not a good place to be. This was not the right way to handle that. But guess what? Okay, yeah, sure. You got spikes now. Now, it falls apart on the final boss all the time. All the time. Every time. Melee weakness on the front unit is a little scary. Incant is scary. Rally is what it is. So you're doing 45 damage plus 20. So you actually kill this unit, which is just, like, ridiculous. So we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Okay, so we got something going. We did make him stronger with the incant. That's a little spiced. This is our tiny floor. This is a very scary time for us. It's like we'd... Pardon? It just doesn't seem right. Correct me if I'm wrong. It just... Something about this doesn't seem right. Hold on. So I'm like, if I could put you up here... Would I rather put you at the front or the back? I'm gonna hit you with some weirdness. Because you got melee weakness 1. No matter what, he's gonna kill us. Because we're gonna have the melee weakness. So as busted as this looks... I think we do that. I think we set it up like that. Very scary, don't get me wrong. But I'm glad we thought about it. Let me just put it that way. You're taking 45 damage. Are you insane? You can't fit down here, that's fair. It makes me mad, but it's fair. Probably not. So you need to live. That's a good start. You're taking 40. You need to live too. That's the other thing. But if we get these things going, we're not going to be so mad about it. Because like we got a lot of HP now. And the problem is, you'll die if I play you up here. So we're going to have to kind of sit on it. We're going to have to wait for a little bit. I mean, melee weakness, 3 times the combat damage the next time it's attacked. 3 times? I'd really like you to get hit by a weakling, if possible. I mean, you're going to get hit by something at some point. I think you might as well get hit by it now. There's a brand of logic there for you. Okay, now you got to go. Probably we'll play gifts next. But we got to get some heals out there first, obviously. You're freaking dead, dude. You're still freaking dead? Because you have melee weakness? Oh my lord. I was just going to say, it did not work, but you can get a big heal. I think we have to abandon this bottom floor. I think it has come to pass that it will not... You're not going to live. Let's call it like we see it, right? So what do you do about that? We start buffing you as much as possible. You're not going to make it to the next floor, which is wonderful news. This is a nasty boss, man. On the bright side, he does have 62 frostbite. That's not a ton, but it's not nothing. Okay, you're coming out and you're living. Sure, there's a rally attached to it, so what? What are you going to do? Live your life in fear? I'll incant on you once. We love that. You're getting pretty pogged. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Here's the thing. We got a lot of pyre health. I think we got to accept we got a ton of pyre health. So I would do that. And I would actually just get you as strong as possible as soon as possible. We'll keep the Crypt Builder around. We might be able to play it for free. Even if we can't play it for free, again, our pyre is fine. So we don't need to worry about taking pyre damage early. Keeping our units alive is of extreme importance, though. So, like, this is a gimme. You need some HP. You always benefit from some HP. I'd prefer to cast as little as possible down there. Really want to hit you with the Crypt Builder for the record. So let's see if we can make this happen. I think we can make this happen. We can do a little, like, Frozen Lance, a little Pyre Bound. Then we've still got this going. So it's a little much, I'll admit, for the... he's getting pretty heavy on the incants, don't get me wrong, but... I think we're doing the right thing. More frostbite, please. Don't... Okay, you're not killing him. I like that. I like to see that. This is very valuable to me to stack up all this regen, for the record. I'd really, yet again... I guess I'd rather get hit for... Here's the thing. Playing this doesn't minimize the amount of damage we take. Instead of taking 30 plus 33 due to melee weakness, we would take 33 times 2. So actually playing this is worse for a variety of reasons that I'm glad I saw. I think we'll just hold what we got, honestly. Although... Could crypt build down here. Yeah, I think if we crypt build down here, you're both gonna die. This is gonna be mighty interesting. I don't necessarily have super high hopes, but I'm not too disappointed either. It's kind of it's a weird one like that. So we want as much regen as possible on you. The more regen on you, the merrier is the regen on you. You're not dying, but you're getting close. One more of those, you're on 15 regen, 8 spikes. This is where it all comes down to this. You're taking 900 damage. I'd be lying if I said I'm happy with that. Top floor is going great, though. Hate to incant on this floor. There you go, because that's moving the needle slightly. I don't think you played this yet. 1409. That made a huge difference. We should hold those. I think we should hold this. No, because we'll get it next turn. You might as well just play it. A lot of this is going to come down to frostbite. We did apply 240 frostbite. We're doing 1200 damage. Okay, so these are scary times. You are getting stronger every time we do that. It's still moving you, though. It's still moving you. It's still moving you. I just don't think we're gonna get it. Oh, I think we were off by 1 because the frostbite would have gotten him too. That is painful, dude. But, dude, it's still a great run, but it does hurt to lose on the first round back, even though I thought it was the likeliest of all scenarios. For now, though, thanks for watching. It's good to be back. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!